Pistol.
If you're like me, when you're in a pizza place that has an arcade and you see a pinball machine, you punch the kids out of the way and immediately play it, after you place an order for cheese sticks and a drink, of course. This is Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection, developed by Farsight Studios, first released in 2008 for the PSP, PS2, and Wii, then in 2009 for the 360 and PS3, which is the version you're watching here. As the title suggests, the game is a collection of various Williams Electronics pinball games. 13 pinball games in total, if you're playing it on the 360 or PS3. Most of the tables replicated are from the mid-80s to late 90s, but there is one from 1970 that for some reason I couldn't figure out how to unlock for the review, so I won't be showing that one. Of the tables included, they do have two of my favorite tables, which are Medieval Madness and Tales of the Arabian Nights. Unfortunately, they do not have Black Knight 2000, only the first Black Knight. While both of those tables are pretty good, if you want an absolute jam for your playlist, look up Black Knight 2000 main theme on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. As you can probably tell from the footage, this is meant to be a budget release. This was first released for the PS2 and Wii, so it makes sense why the game looks blurry in parts when it comes to its textures. The see-through glass in some tables for ramps doesn't look the best. Sometimes I could not even tell where the ball was going on a ramp. I also found the texture of the pinball itself to be tricky to track when it's zooming back and forth, especially if you get a multi-ball. Like other pinball games, you can change how you view the table. I usually go from a from-above perspective in these kinds of games, but for some views for certain tables, they're not the greatest. Some felt too zoomed in and need to be backed up just a bit. That and the game does not save your perspective when you switch tables. It's kind of annoying.
Hey buddy, I found the stuff.
That being said, the budget they did have when making this was put into the parts that actually matter. That is, the physics and feeling of the pinball gameplay. While nothing will ever replace the feeling of a real pinball machine, I found the ball physics to be good enough. I felt that the ball usually went where I wanted it to, and the music and effects that played sounded like they came straight from that pinball table. Some of the tables also show the dot matrix display in the top left of the screen, so you're not missing out on all the cool animations that Medieval Madness has. If the game just has a scoreboard, it will show that instead. I guess it's better than nothing.
Do that again, I'll break your fingers.
Like the pinball games themselves, every table has goals for you to do that earn you credits. These can be used to play pinball machines that require these tokens. Honestly, as long as you're okay at pinball, you should never run out of credits. If you complete all the challenges in a game, then you can go for more difficult challenges, and more importantly, you can choose a table to be in free play mode. I really don't understand why credits are here in the first place. I had like 300 by the time I was like done playing the game. In case you cannot figure out what to do on a table, the game does have a long guide for each pinball game. A little too long in my opinion. I do not think any pinball table on this earth needs 40 or more PowerPoint slides to figure out what to do. Just shoot for whatever is blinking at you and go from there. It seems to work every time.
Hey, I'm not taxi.
A nice touch is every pinball table has a scan of its advertisement flyer. Although the quality of the scan is questionable, it is nice to see it included. Thankfully, this is now like the standard when doing HD re-releases of old stuff like this. If a basic HD port of an old game comes out with no additions like this, and I immediately lose interest. Because without it, I would just play it on the original hardware it was intended for.
Where did you go now?
the tables I was happy to see included in this collection is No Good Gophers. Not because I think it's a good pinball table, but because of this dumb memory I have with it. When I was like 13, my family and I went to our local pizza place, and they had this machine, and I was playing it. Then some 3 to 4 year old kid tried to start playing by putting his hands on the flipper buttons, which mine were already on, obviously. After like 10 seconds, he has this full-blown hissy fit because I was not letting him play. And he runs off, and like a minute later, his mom walks in and tells me I need to let him play, which nowadays I would have, but, you know, I'm 13, so I just, you know, hate the world. So I just completely ignored her and kept playing No Good Gophers. Good times, although that place had pizza. While there are now better ways to play virtual pinball like Pinball FX or Pinball M, Pinball Hall of Fame Williams collection is a nice package if you can find it for a decent price. After playing a bunch of fast-paced shooters like Battlefield 6, it is nice to downshift every once in a while to a slower, easier experience like pinball. Because there's nothing better than setting a high score on a nearby pinball machine and then chowing down on some local pizza that tastes like cardboard topped with a canned tomato sauce. If you understood any of that of what I just said, then I'd say you're in the right place. I'll see you next time. Also, the next review on the schedule is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Saying this to really force myself to make the video for next week, but we'll see.